Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. This is a special edition of five things that we need to talk about. And these five things are about protecting our children, protecting the young people in our communities. I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Kendi K has come to you with news and hot topics, but there is no more timelier topic than Halloween 2025. Good morning, friends. Good morning. I can tell already just by the number of folks who are in this live stream that you, like me, are all about protecting our children in our respective communities. So I thank you for joining me. Don't forget to hit that like button because when you do, you affirm this timely topic. You affirm that we are about protecting our children and you are locked in with the content and consequently the YouTube algorithm should respond and send this stream out to wider and wider audiences. So thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you for this being here and being a part of this discussion, frankly, for this special report. News and hot topics protecting our kids, Halloween 2025. I want to shout out Brit Family Fun because I popped into one of her live streams this week and she was just in the being who she is, a mother, being who she is, a mother. And she just began to talk about how Halloween, especially in 2025, Halloween this year, it's going to hit different. It's going to look different. And frankly, it feels different because we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot going on in our country, friends. And therefore, I feel as a parent, as a neighbor, and there are small children living next door to me at this very moment, I feel that this is a conversation that we all need to have. So I want to appreciate and I want to thank everyone that's already here and assembled. So let's just talk. Let's just talk and allow me just one moment. I did prepare some poll questions, but let's just talk. And while I do that, would you drop in the chat and tell me what your Halloween plans are for your kids or for your grandkids, for neighbors, frankly, in your community? What are your personal choices for Halloween 2025? And then we're going to talk and we're going to have some discussions and we're going to come back and we're going to keep checking back in with everyone in the chat. Y'all, this is a discussion you want to stay for until the end on because we're talking everything about Halloween safety for our children, protecting our children. Even if you don't have children, this is our community. We are this is the village. You are your village. Let's protect the children in our own community. So drop in the chat. Let us know what you would like to do and what you're doing for Halloween in your community. Thank you all for joining me for this timely topic about Halloween safety as we protect our kids in our community. It's five things that we need to talk about, and all five things are about protecting our children for Halloween. Absolutely. We want to welcome in Harjarine Annette. We want to welcome in Mary. We want to welcome in Claire, the missing link, and for moderating this stream. Thank you, Claire. We want to welcome in Gemini Diva, crew member, founding the first member of Kendi K's crew. We want to welcome you in this morning and thank you for moderating this stream as well. Harjarine Annette, thank you, crew member. Thank you for being here for this important topic as well. We want to thank crew member Norman. Thank you, our friend from India. But still, what a timely topic all over this world. Thank you, friends, for joining me for this timely topic. Heartily happy. Welcome, friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all so much. Well, we've got some poll questions, and let me get the first one up for us because I know you want to respond to it. Thank you all for joining me. It's a cool fall day in my neck of the woods. What's the weather like for you? That's one thing. Friends, there's just so many things we're going to talk about. All five things that we're going to talk about today have to do with our children, the children in our community, the children in your family, keeping those children safe this Halloween season. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank you. So I'm looking forward to your responses to our poll question. Our poll question is this: do you plan to let your kids trick or treat tomorrow? Tomorrow, friends, is Halloween. It's on a Friday. And friends, I could not have this special report on Halloween 2025 and the safety of our kids, protecting our kids. Do you plan to allow kids that you know, your own kids, your grandkids, are you letting your kids trick or treat tomorrow? It's a yes, it's a no, or it could be yes, but only the people that we know. I'm interested in all those who are assembled, and I mean you all are assembled, and thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. This is a Candy K all day with a special report. Halloween 2025. We're all about protecting our children. Thank you for being a part of this discussion, and thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. It helps to send this important conversation out to more and more views on devices around the world, around the globe. Will you let your kids trick or treat tomorrow? 17% of us are saying yes. So let's talk about how we can help folks to trick or treat safely in 2025. Y'all, things are different. You would agree with me on that. Things are different at this moment in the US. Things are quite different. And frankly, I think it should give us pause when we talk about Halloween and we talk about the safety of our children in our community or in your house as we talk about Halloween and trick or treating tomorrow. Yes. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for joining me for this discussion. Yes. 50% of us so far. Here are the early responses to our first poll question. Will you let your kids trick or treat tomorrow? 50% of us say no. 50% of us say no. 33% of those responding, 33% of those down in the chat responding to the poll question say yes, but only to people we know. I'm leaning in on that because I grew up wearing fun costumes like being a crayon. Of course, I was the red crayon, and then later in life, I was the yellow crayon. Those are my favorite colors. I was trying to think of some of my Halloween costumes. I think I was a clown one year. My mom made all of our costumes. Me and my sister's costumes, and then my brothers, they were like older, so they were into masks and things like that, scary masks and stuff like that. But my mom made all our cute costumes, and love her, thank for her for that. And we always just went over to the church. We always went to the church, and I remember they would take the back stairway, the back hallway of the church, and turn that into a bit of a little haunted house. But it was all for fun, right? It wasn't to terrorize people. It was all for fun. And then you went over to the church social hall, and you got your candy bag full of candy. So your little pumpkin carrying thing was full, and we ate a hot dog, some chips, and drunk some punch, right? And you went on home, took a few pictures, and went to bed, right? That was Halloween. Y'all, but that's not the case. That's not where we're at right now in this country. And I'm talking about the US because Halloween is quickly rivaling Christmas when we talk about the money that is generated and the money that is spent on decor, outside decor. indoor decor, candy. It is quickly becoming just about the same as the money that is spent on America's favorite holiday, and that is Christmas. Wow, it has already, Halloween expenses and spending has already surpassed that of Thanksgiving spending and is now quickly approaching and becoming equivalent to that of the spending that we spend in this country, in the United States, to Christmas. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? But in 2025, if you have school age children, small children, children who might really be lured in by the sight of all of that candy, what do we do in 2025, y'all? We see news stories where people are just hate you because of your skin tone. That is the society that we are living in. And I'm sorry to be so frank, but I must, because as a Black woman in America who has raised a Black child, a Black son, is raising a Black son, it's scary. It is scary. Our country is so polarized politically at this moment. What do we do, friends? What do we do? Yes, yes. I've even had, I remember some years with our fall fest. We didn't necessarily call it a Halloween party at the church, but we called it a fall fest. How many of you are doing fall fest? These are things let's just talk safety. Let's just talk as adults who care about children and protecting these children. Gemini Diva 79 says, mm-mm, for real, it is not safe out here. Gemini Diva, as a parent, I know you've got some grandbabies and you've got some new grandbabies too. Did you think about that as we approach Halloween tomorrow, what this is going to be like for our young people? And even if you're just a neighbor, even if you are just a neighbor, what can you do as an adult who cares? What can you do to help to keep our young people safe? Thank you for joining in to this conversation, Calamity Jane. We didn't trick or treat it as kids. Our parents didn't really believe in it. Yeah, my parents really didn't ever believe in it, but we didn't curse it, if you know what I mean. Okay, we thought of Halloween as pumpkins rather than jack o' lanterns. Definitely not all about that horror and scariness and demonic forces. None of that. None of that. We would do like Halloween, and your kids could dress up for the fall fest in a costume or just come as they are. It was a more so a community event and providing a safe space for church families and those in the community to come and have their children do something safe and fun. And sometimes they invited the children to be a part of a costume contest, but you had to be a biblical character. You remember that? Things that we could smile about, and no one would be afraid, no one would be scared. The candy was all donated or purchased directly from the church. Lots of churches and lots of communities are doing trunk or treats. Let's just talk about some of those things. So these are the five things that we need to talk about. Let's just go down the list. I prepared a list, y'all. And the first thing that we want to talk about is, should we be letting our children just trick or treat door to door like we've done for years? Like we've done for years. Should we be doing that? Let's look at the poll question. The first of several poll questions that I've prepared. Will you be letting your children trick or treat? 25% of us say yes. 56% of us are saying no. And Kendi K, my child is in college now, so it's not really a factor here. But you better believe that I'm gonna be mentioning some things to him to think about. And 20% say this caveat. Yes, you are planning to trick or treat with your children, but only to people we know. And so notice how I phrase that. If you do plan to allow your children trick or treating, make sure that you're trick or treating with your kids. Make sure that you are trick or treating with your kids. Y'all, in most communities across the US, by 5:30, it is dark. By 5:30, it is dark. If not by 5:30, by 6 p.m., it is pitch black dark in our communities. So make it sure that if you are trick or treat with your kids. How do you trick or treat safely? Let's kind of just bridge on over to that. How can you trick or treat safely? Go with your kiddos. Go with your kiddos. If you don't have any kiddos, if your kiddos are all grown and out the house, and if you are just a good neighbor, be a good neighbor. Turn your light on, and that's the signal for trick or treaters to come to your door. And make sure that any treats that you provide are, in fact, individually wrapped, especially if they are edible. Make sure that they're individually wrapped. Yeah, we just can't chance it in 2025. Calamity J, thank you for the gift, friends. I think that was a dancing disco ball. Oh, he's a cutie. Thank you. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you for being a part of this great conversation. Good morning, Jerry G. Yes, we will be falling back on in the wee hours of November 2nd. Thank you, Jerry G, for that reminder. And thank you, Jerry G, for joining this conversation as we talk about protecting our children, whether we have children who are school age or not. Y'all, we are the village. This is still our America. This is still a democracy in the good old US of A. Y'all, these are the things that are on my mind and on my heart, and I know that there are more individuals who think just like me, just good people helping our neighbors and helping to keep the children in our community safe. So that's why we have this special report. It's a special report of 5 things we need to talk about. And you know, the Kitty K, I used to do it every week, 5 things that we need to talk about, news and hot topics. Haven't done it in a minute, but I felt compelled to come back and talk about it this morning before I even start my work day. Yes, 5 things that we need to talk about. Friends, Halloween is tomorrow. So what are we going to do about it? I say if you're going to trick or treat with your kids. That means go with them door to door. And if it were me, as for me and my house, we would only be going to doors and people that we know. We would only be going to doors and to people that we know. Right? If you don't know who that is living in that house, if they just moved in and they haven't shown themselves friendly, haven't come over to introduce themselves or stopped in their car as they passed your house and saw you, getting your mail out of the mailbox and things like that, I wouldn't fool with those people. Do not put your children at risk. I am giving you permission to err on the side of children, err on the side of safety. Yes, that is what I am recommending to you. Good morning there, February. Welcome in. Welcome in. Y'all, the poll is changing rapidly. Will you let your kids trick or treat tomorrow? 27%. That percentage is going down a little bit. 27% of us are saying yes. But Kendi K, all day, y'all. Kendi K is gonna let you know I have strong opinions on this in 2025, Halloween, and my babies, the children in my life, y'all. It's gonna be a no for me. Okay, it's gonna be a no for me. Do you hear that in my voice? It's going to be a no for me. And then 42% of respondents to this first poll question agree with that. They say it's a no for me as well. And then 25% say, yes, we're still going to trick or treat, but we're going to only be going to the homes and knocking on those doors because it is a part of the American tradition and other customs across the world in some cultures who celebrate Halloween. Uh, but you'll only be doing that with people that you know. What about trunk or treats? What about trunk or treats, which is typically the church communities are doing trunk or treats. Even some daycares and Head Starts and early Head Starts are doing trunk or treat versions of a trunk or treat experience where folks who have a heart for children are coming together, and they might be decorating in fun costumes, not scary but fun costumes, because frankly our children are, I don't know if you noticed this, but our children are a bit more fragile following the pandemic, y'all. We are all a bit, even adults are, we're all a bit more fragile as we have survived. We are survivors of a global pandemic, y'all. Rest in that for a minute. Y'all, isn't this interesting? Isn't this interesting? Yes. Thank you all for joining this conversation this morning. I want to thank our top chatters this morning. JC Calamity Jane has been really adding to this discussion. I'm getting ready to share some of the comments that are growing in the chat. Y'all, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being concerned about protecting our young people in our respective communities all over. Everyone on the sound of my voice, I want to thank you for being here. If you're checking this out live or if you're catching it on the replay, let's all be concerned about our young people. We want to welcome Coffee No Cream. You are our second top chatter in this stream. Well, Christina, thank you, friend. Thank you. We want to also thank you bringing up the number 4 spot on the leaderboard for commenting and responding and engagement on this chat stream, Miss Gemini Diva. Monique Poe, thank you for moderating. Thank you, Gemini Diva, for moderating this stream. I want to thank the two of you. JGP J Junior, JGP Junior. Thank you, friend. Thank you for moderating. Not for moderating, but thank you for being here. I appreciate you joining this discussion, y'all. It's the news and hot topics, and today's hot topic is Halloween 2025, and we're all about, this is a special edition from Candy K. All a day, we're all about protecting our children. We are the village. Claire, you are our in the number 7 spot on the leaderboard for commenting. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. She's a favorite auntie. Yes, her boys are grown men. Well, they think they're grown men anyway. But right, if they're still living in your house, you're not that grown. Amen. But just being an auntie in the village. The boss way. Thank you, Harjarine, Annette. What say you? Simply Debbie Sue. She's a good Southern lady that she is. Simply Debbie Sue. What are your thoughts on Halloween? Thank you for joining this conversation and already checking in. Michelle's Mirror. Hello, my friend. Good morning to you as well. And I should say just good day, because we've got our friend Norman De Leon here with us, all the way from India. Friends are cross pollinating, and friends are joining this conversation because it is an important one, all about check. I'm so sorry for your loss. It looks like one of our community has lost someone, a loved one. I am so sorry for your loss. Um, you are in our thoughts and in our prayers, y'all. If you see that comment, reach out and check on the members of this community. We're so sorry for your loss, my friend. Jordan, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for being a part of this important conversation. I want to thank all who are assembled, because this is just important. This is just important. Yes. So other ways that we can trick or treat safely. So many are chiming in from the chat. So let me just go ahead and read some of these, if you don't mind. I'm gonna leave that poll up for just a few more moments for those who might want to ring in. Harjarine says, our kids cannot eat any candy until we check it out. Y'all, check out the candy. Check out the candy. Y'all know I live part time in the Pacific Northwest, in the great state of Washington. And friends, in case you did not know, marijuana and marijuana based products, including edibles, including gummies, are legal in Oregon, in Washington, in California, and so many other states. I know they're also legal in Nevada, okay, and other municipalities throughout the US. Y'all, they look just like gummy candy. We must keep our babies safe. We must keep our babies safe. So make sure you are checking that candy out thoroughly. And I just lean on this. If you decide as a parent, as a mama, as a nana, as a granny, as a grandma, as a G mom, as a glam mama, whatever you are, to whatever children in your community, in your life, y'all, go with them. If you're gonna allow them Halloween, go with them. If it To me in 2025, with all that is going on politically, okay, people are feeling emboldened. People are feeling emboldened, and state laws now allow people open carry permits, concealed carry permits, things like that, friends. We don't know who is out there. The boogeyman is out there. Y'all, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And this is an adult conversation for adults who care about children. Let's be cautious. Let's take every precaution for the benefit of our children. Thank you, Alex. Alex says that they have liked this stream, and I appreciate you for that, my friend. Yes. Claire, the missing link, one of our moderators on this stream and crew member, says, yes, we have to check out this candy. And if you're going to be a good neighbor, make sure that the candy that you pick up is individually wrapped. When the candy is not wrapped, it's often cheaper, but nobody's going to eat that candy. Throw it away. When in doubt, throw it out. When in doubt, throw it out. Yes, Gemini Diva says hashtag check the candy. Hashtag check the candy. I like that. Hashtag check the candy. I'm going to drop that in. And I'm also going to drop my channel link in case anyone wants to join us. This is Kendy K all day. We are the Content Creator Collective. We are the community. We are parents. We are adults who are concerned about children. And that's what we're talking about is Halloween Safety 2025 and protecting our children. Before we go on, as I end this poll, this is what the poll question was about. This is what we are saying. This is the first poll question, friends. Will you let your kids trick or treat tomorrow? 39% of us say yes. 38% of us say no. And for me, it's a firm no. And then 23% say yes. We will go forward with trick or treating, but only to people that we know. I want to thank those who have participated in that poll. What else are we talking about? This is number two. Here's number two. Did you know that there are predators living amongst us in our community? Did you know that there are predators living amongst us in our community? Did you know trafficking is one of the rising crimes globally? Child trafficking. So please, if you're allowing your children, your teens, your preteens, your younger kids to trick or treat, go with them. Turn it into a family event. Go with them, take them, walk with them, and get started early. Get started early. Yeah, I'm going to put us on, I'm going to mute my 23% said, yes, we're going to trick or treat this year for 2025, but only, that caveat is there, only to those people that we know. And 38% of those adults responding to this stream, this is an adult stream. All of my streams are meant for adults. They say no. And it for me and my house and for the children that I know and love, I am talking to them on the phone. I'm texting parents and I'm saying, I hope you're not. What are you doing? Because I want to know. I want to know what they're doing. To me, if it's a church, if it's a church, in your community or your own home church. See, Kenny K is a woman of a particular age. Kenny K is 50. I turned 50 during October by the grace of God, and y'all, we don't eat from everybody's table spiritually, right? We don't eat from everybody's table. So you gotta go and you gotta get out to a church that and be up under someone's teaching that you know. And so that's to me, that's the type of fall fest that me and the children that I love will be at, is one from my home church. That you know, that idea of your home church, the church that you grew up in, or a church where you know about the teachings in that church. Because yeah, you can't eat from everybody's spiritual table, if you know what I mean. if you know what I mean. Absolutely, absolutely. Y'all give me just one moment here. Yes, friends. So I wanted to capture the name of this sex offender registry, and I wanted to make sure, because we do in fact have people who have ill intent against our children. This 2025 is not just the age of crimes against children and sex crimes against children, but is also child trafficking, child trafficking globally. And so, y'all, check out this website, nsopw.gov. It is the official website of the United States government, the Department of Justice. nsopw.gov. This is the Office of Sex Offender Sentencing, Monitoring, Apprehending, Registering, and Tracking for sex offenders in all 50 states. I'm going to type that in the chat. Let me do that at this moment. I'm serious about this thing, y'all. So this we're on to the second thing, that there are predators who are after our children. And it is our responsibility. It is our collective responsibility to protect our children. Thank you so much, Gemini Diva. Thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you for dropping that link in the chat. Let me drop it again, and so that we can make sure we have a good hyperlink for friends. Wait a minute, I don't think that captured it. This is the official website of the United States government. That when you see that GOV, you know that this is very reputable. This is an official website of the United States Department of Justice. It is, in fact, the SMART database from the Office of the Sex Offender Sentencing, Monitoring, Apprehending, Registering, and Tracking. Sex offenders who have been convicted of felonies, sex offenders who have been convicted of felonies are required to register on this national database and in their local communities with their local police department. When they move into a community, there are typically um, provisions in there as part of their sentencing guidelines that require them not to live in close proximity to a school. But frankly, in every community, there's always a school. Okay, it's hard to do. There's always a school, and so y'all, tonight and tomorrow, let's all be about everybody's business. Let's get all into everybody's business and protect our children. Yes, let's all be about our business and protect our children. And you can check for sex offenders in your community in all 50 states using this website, nsopw.gov. Yes, absolutely. Protect our children. Y'all, check out, go ahead and put your address in, or at least put in your zip code, and look. It's shocking, friends. Look for the number of sex offenders in your community. You can drop, y'all, type in the name, type in the address of the local school if you don't want to put your own address in. But what it's going to do, friends, it is going to give you the names of sex offenders in your community, possibly in your own neighborhood. It is shocking. It is shocking, because they are required to report nationally to the National Registry and into the local police department, but they are not required to tell you that they are a convicted sex offender. So we must check. You can check the sex offender registries for all 50 states and the District of Columbia and U.S. territories and Indian nations, okay? Indian reservations as well. All can be checked using this national federal database. Check it out, friends. Make sure that you check it out. And please, please, please share this stream out so that we can get this information to all caring adults in communities. Let's use YouTube for good this morning. Share this stream out so that we can share out this National Sex Offender Registry given to us by the federal government. Y'all, I'm going to check it out, and you can search for sex offenders by name or by location. By name or by location. So try putting in the address of a school near you or your own address, and it will give you down to within 1 mile, friends. 1 mile. Yeah. Candy K is gonna go over here, and y'all, I'm gonna put my address in, and I'm going to see how close sex offenders are living to me. I'm scared, but I must, because we must protect our children. We must protect our children. Is anyone else doing the same thing? Is anybody else doing the same thing? You can also check names. If you know someone that is a convicted sex offender in your community or perhaps even in your family, and they are required to report, please make sure that you can find them and make sure that their addresses are up to date. Okay? We are our brothers and our sisters' keeper. Thank you, Heartily Happy, for the floating heart. I appreciate that encouragement, friend. Because when you hit the like button, friends, when you drop in the chat, any engagement, or for those kind souls who are dropping gifts on this important issue, that will give signals to the algorithm, the supercomputers, to send this stream out that it is important not just to Kendi K, but it's important to us. Y'all, we are the village. These are our babies. These are our babies, and we must protect them. Halloween is tomorrow. So that means that some people are having events tonight. Friends, let's protect our babies. Let's keep our babies protected. And this is how we're going to protect them. Y'all, we're going to check that sex offender registry, that national registry. And then you might also check uh, your local community, and y'all, you can channel this down to even within 1 mile of any address that you put in, such as if you put in your own address or the address of a school nearest you. That is going to help you drill down. Yes, 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 yes. Look for sex offenders in your registry. I'm sorry, look for sex offenders in your community using that. I want to make sure that I pin that to the top of this chat. Let me make sure that, yes, it is in fact pinned to the top of the chat. Thank you all for helping me to do that. That is the sex offender registry provided to us by the U.S. Department of Justice. Thank you. Gemini Diva says she is passing the website to her grandson's mom, and you should. And you should. Yes, Coffee No Cream says that she checks it quite often on a normal basis. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna look up a school in my community, and it's a public school in my community, because there's public schools. That's what makes a community, is the schools in that community. That's why we call it a neighborhood or a community, because there's always a school in every neighborhood, every community. So that means sex offenders are in fact living amongst us, friends. So you want to check it out. I am using the registry as I speak to check, and I'm telling you, y'all, it is giving me pause. It is giving me pause, because I am scared to hit the enter button on this, because y'all, but I'll tell you a story. Let me tell you a little story. How I learned about this national registry by the U.S. Department of Justice. Okay, nsopw.gov. That means it's a federal website. It is reputable. Okay, sex offenders in this country, when convicted of a sex crime, they are required to register and register who they are by name and where they are residing. Yes, and they're also required to register with their local municipality, their local police department, or sheriff's department, whichever applies. Absolutely. And it's asking me, do I want a 1 mile search or a 3 mile search? So let me look for a 1 mile search um, within the vicinity of a school in my community. Ooh, y'all, it's coming up red. It's coming up red, friends. It's coming up red. And it is giving me 10 entries of sex offenders within 1 mile of the school in my community. It is giving me 10 names and photos. Y'all check the registry. We must. We must check the registry. We must check the registry, friends. We must. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is scary. This is scary. And this is why. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. The children in my life, we will not be doing traditional trick or treating door to door. We just will not. Mm-mm. These are strange times. Mm-mm. These are strange times. Nope. Nope. And we must take radical steps to keep our children safe. That's how I feel. If you disagree, drop down in chat and share your opinion, because this is still our America and we still have a right to different opinions. But I'm so glad that so many who have been on this stream today agree with me that it is our business to protect our children. We are our sisters and our brother's keeper, and we are all our children's keeper. Yes, it is our job. We are the village to protect our children in our community. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm looking now at the pictures of 10 sex offenders within 1 mile of a school in my community, the neighborhood school in my community. 10 convicted sex offenders in my suburban community, frankly. Y'all, you got to check it out. We got to protect these babies. We got to protect our children in our communities. We must. We must. Absolutely. This is the National Sex Offender Registry. Friends, check it out. Check it out. I'm going to pin this now. I put a label on it so folks would know what that is. Pinned to the top of the chat. It's the National Sex Offender Registry. Type in your home address or type in the address of the schools in your community. The elementary schools, the middle schools, the high schools. If there's a daycare in your community that you always pass on your way home, type in the address for that daycare community so that we can find out who the sex offenders are within 1 mile, down to 1 mile. Y'all, we can walk a mile. So that means these are walks away from your house, from your street. We must protect our babies. It is a must. We must err on the side of children. Yes, we must. It is our collective responsibility to protect America's young people, to protect the young people in every community globally. Globally. Sex trafficking is on the rise. Sex trafficking is on the rise. Yes, check out the National Registry, y'all. I'm trying to keep my emotions in check because I just typed in the address for the school it nearest my home in suburban Tennessee. I'm in my Tennessee house this week, and in suburban Tennessee, pull up when I type in the address of the school nearest my home, the names of 10 convicted sex offenders comes up along because they have to report their address. They must report their address. A male, white male, age 32. I'm not going to give his address. A white male, age 44. Not going to give his address. But these are not in 3 miles, within 3 miles, y'all. These are within 1 mile. This is walking distance. Black male, 36 years old. Black male, 56 years old. White male, 74 years old, within 1 mile of the school in my suburban neighborhood. You must check it out. We got to keep our children safe. Use use the link at the top of the chat, and then y'all do me a solid. Share this link to the National Sex Offender Database given to us using our good tax dollars from the U.S. Department of Justice to help protect our babies. Share that with everybody in your phone. If there was ever a time to do some gossip and use your cell phone like a hotline, y'all share this out widely. Share this stream out widely. So let's talk about how let's talk about the things that we can do strategically to keep our babies safe tonight and tomorrow for Halloween 2025. Black male, 74 years old. So that's a white male, 74 years old, and a black male, 74 years old, within 1 mile of the school closest to me in my suburban home. Wow. 76-year-old black male sex offender, 30-year-old black male sex offender. Wow. 41-year-old black male sex offender, 58-year-old black male sex offender. 2 pages of sex offenders. When I typed in the address of the school nearest my home, and I said, zero that into 1 mile surrounding the school in my community, this is what came back. The names and photos and addresses of 10 convicted sex offenders. Y'all check it out for your community. Use the link at the top of the chat to help us do that. Y'all, we're talking 5 things we need to talk about, and they're all related to Halloween 2025 and protecting our kids, keeping our kids safe tonight and tomorrow for Halloween. Absolutely. Hi there, spiritual bracelets. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Brit Family Fun. I lauded you at the top of this stream, and I'm lauding you again because I was watching a Brit Family's Fun's, one of her live streams this week. She's a content creator. Check out Brit Family Fun. And she was talking about this topic, keeping our children safe. And so at the top of this stream, I have already put a link to the National Sex Offender Database so that you can check for sex offenders within 1 mile up to 3 miles surrounding your home, surrounding your church, surrounding your home, surrounding schools in your neighborhood. Type in the address of your children's school and see where the sex offenders live, and it gives color photos of them and their age and their address. Yes, yes. Please use that, y'all. Please share this stream. Please share the stream, and more importantly, share the link so that friends can check the National Sex Offender Database. Brit Family Fun that says, I definitely appreciate you. Hey, welcome in, Who Dat. I am shocked. Oh my God. Who Dat? Who Dat? One of our big supporters. Thank you, Who Dat, for joining us because you are the village, y'all. We are God ordained that we protect our babies. These are our babies, whether they came out of you and your womb or not, y'all. We must We must. I'm real serious now. I'm leaning into this, y'all. We must protect these babies. We must protect our children and our communities. Okay. If you are a good human, do everything you can to protect children tonight and tomorrow and on through the weekend, because by Halloween following on a Friday, folks will be having multiple things going on. Okay. We must protect our children. So it is. Whew, Brit, who that says that she looked up an address and used the national database, and that link is at the top of this chat stream. She checked the National Sex Offender Database, and there is a female listed. Lord have mercy. We're in some strange times. So be careful, y'all. Go with them, walk with them, and go only to places that you know. If you got to go in the car and go over, to your friend girl's house, or to your cousin's house, or to anybody's house, your co-worker's house, go over to their houses. Take them in the car, because those are safe spaces. Make sure that you are being safe. I wouldn't go to anybody's house that I know. So Kitty K did not buy any candy. Now Kitty K did buy candy, but I didn't buy any candy to pass out to anybody's children, because I am choosing no for 2025. We are living in some strange times. I'm trying to peak my little orange. I thought I'd wear my little orange for Halloween, since we're having talking about this important topic. But y'all, it's just chilly in this house. Kitty K is trying to hold out to November 1 before I turn on the the heat. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm trying to save on this November, this October heating bill. Yes. Brit Family Fund says yes. Females are on the list. Yep. Yep. Britt, I'm with Britt Family Fun, y'all. Thank you. Good morning, Monique Poe, moderating this stream as well, a member of Kitty K's crew. Harjarina Nat, member of Kitty K's crew, saying that they have sex offenders. They found sex offenders using that national database. And y'all, this is the national database, and any information that a local municipality, like your police department, your local sheriff's department, they all will then they share this information. Okay, this is all part of smart data analytics. We use a lot of smart data analytics for YouTube, if you're a YouTube content creator. But this is smart data analytics. We're pulling all the resources together to create this national database given to us by our Department of Justice. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the heart, and thank you for being here, for having a heart for America's young people, for the young people globally. Sex trafficking is on the rise. Go with the young people, even the preteens, even the high schoolers. Turn it into a family night. Say, I'm hanging out with you. You put on a little costume or something yourself, okay? And make it just a fun time. Take your children in the car and go only to homes that you know, or go do a trunk or treat at the daycare center. Stay over for an extra half hour or so when you pick your kids up tomorrow from daycare or from Head Start, and y'all take some candy to them, and let the daycare pass out. Make a little treat bag for the children, or do something at school. Do whatever you have to do. Let's keep our babies safe, children. Let's keep our babies safe. That's all I'm concerned about. I've got a heart for children, and keeping our babies safe. I debated doing this, and I said no, I must. I must, because it was pulling on my heart. Spiritual Spark, thank you. Thank you for the floating heart. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Spiritual Spark bracelets. Thank you for the encouragement. And y'all, you don't have to give a thing. Just hit that like button. Okay? Hit the like button, and drop in the chat, and let me know that you too are concerned about America's young people. Claire's the missing link says having a family night is a good idea instead of walking in the neighborhood. Yes, Gemini Diva 79 says she's getting her taser and her flashlight ready. Well, well, well. That part. That part. I'm in agreement with you on all of those things. I'm in agreement with you on all of those things. Y'all, I'm going back at this moment to make sure. Gemini Diva says, keep an eye on your kids. I want to make sure that I'm honoring everyone who is dropping good feedback and good comments in this chat at this moment as we talk about 5 things that we need to talk about. And they're all about Halloween 2025 and protecting and keeping our babies safe. Britt, Family Fun, thank you for the flower, dear heart. What a beautiful flower. What a beautiful flower. And y'all, you don't have to give candy. If you're going to allow trick-or-treaters and you're going to turn your light on for trick-or-treaters, I hope that you know I'm not going to do anything because I'm just making my adult decision in America because this is still a democracy. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave, despite all the foolishness going on politically. Okay? I'm making the choice for me and my house. We are not doing Halloween. I am not passing out candy. Okay. But what I am going to do is do a whole bunch of watching and praying for the children who are going to be out trick or treating. I will be watching and praying. Yes. I will be watching and praying that everybody remains safe and people. But y'all, sex offenders, the point being, sex offenders are amongst us. Harjarine says that her daughter will be taking the kids around the neighborhood, so she's going to go with the babies. Yes, that's what I recommend. If you choose Halloween and choose to do Halloween and trick or treating, traditional trick or treating, go with them. Yep, or take them in the car. Yep. Harjarine says that she personally, thank you, crew member Harjarine, she personally just likes to buy all the candy and give them a little mini party. Yes, yes. See, that's what I would do. If it were me, if my boy is in college, but I would just, y'all, this is where you go get some good beef hot dogs. Y'all know when we were children, though, there was just one hot dog. Okay, and it was not beef. It was not all beef hot dog. But we would just get a pack of hot dogs and some chips and some punch. You can make a good orange colored punch or something like that. You know, that's where my mama would used to make the Kool-Aid, any flavor Kool-Aid, and then put one can of Sprite or 7 Up in it. Yes, and then it became punch, right? And it was a party right there at the house. Y'all, get yourself, you know, there are so many. I did a post earlier this week, and it because it was, I looked on in the grocery store when I was in the grocery store, and it was those big crates things of pumpkins for sale, and it had Snoopy and Charlie Brown on the outside of the container, the pumpkin container, and it just took me back. I just had a flashback in my mind to y'all know that you can find the Halloween Charlie Brown Halloween special with Charlie Brown and the whole Snoopy gang, all of them, all the friends, right? You can find those specials on YouTube for free. For free, friends. Turn it into just y'all stay at home. We are staying at home. Let dress them up, y'all. Let those babies dress up for Halloween, but we're gonna do it in the house. Y'all go buy them some candy, but it doesn't have to be candy. Buy them some Halloween pencils. Buy them a special Halloween journal, and then they can talk about what they liked from Halloween. Take pictures of these babies and send them out. Y'all send them out anyway on your phones to your friends and your loved ones. Do that. Yes, 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 yes. I'm bi-coastal, so I live in multiple states depending on the time of the year. Yes, friends, but you can use the National Sex Offender Registry at the top of the screen. It is pinned to the top of the screen. You can use that registry to check for sex offenders in your community, in all 50 states, all U.S. territories, and the District of Columbia, and uh, Native American Indian reservations. All can be accessed. You can access sex offenders in your local community down to within 1 mile of any address, your address or an address of a school near you. Okay? It will give you pictures, names, and ages, and the address of those sex offenders in the U.S. Yes. No, Monique Poe, thank you for being in here and locking in. Yeah, Oh, and it also, yes, you're right, Gemini Diva. It also comes on regular TV. But I'm just saying, because Kenny K is getting rid of her YouTube TV, because y'all, when I started purchasing, anyway, I won't don't want to talk about that. We're gonna keep everything locked in to the safety of our young people. Absolutely, absolutely, I do. This is Kenny K all day, y'all. Let's start a fresh poll question, if you would. Let me start this one. And I think that this is a safe one. And it's just being intentional at this point. It's going to be a long Halloween weekend. So, because Halloween is falling on tomorrow, on a Friday, on the 31st, it's going to be a long holiday weekend all the way through Halloween. This would be a great time to go take your kids to the pumpkin patch. Why don't you skip Halloween? Or y'all, it gets dark really early now, okay? Don't forget, time is going to change on the wee hours of Sunday morning on the 2nd. And so don't forget that. So overnight between November 1st and November 2nd, tomorrow night, I mean, Saturday night and Sunday morning, we're going to fall back 1 hour. So set your clocks to fall back by 1 hour. Then I'll remind you of that as well. But it's going to be a long holiday weekend because Halloween is tomorrow. It falls on a Friday. So folks will be doing Halloween things and people will be up to things throughout the whole weekend. So let's keep our young people safe in our community. Don't forget to check that registry. Thank y'all for joining in. Thank y'all for locking in. Use the link at the top of the screen to access the National Sex Offender Registry so that you too can be aware of the address, the names, the photos, color photos, up to date color photos, the age and the address of sex offenders in your community. Check it out. And if you care about the young people in your community, share this stream with others. You can still give your children the children in your life, a Halloween experience without the trick or treating. But if you must, go with them, and y'all get out there early. Go at 4:30. Okay? Why do we wait till 8 o'clock trying to do trick or treat? Y'all, it is first dark in most communities at this time of year. It is first dark by 5:15, pitch black by 6. So go as soon as you can. Don't delay that thing. Go get out there early and take your children, take them in the car too, because sex trafficking is on the rise. They're trying to literally steal our babies. Okay, and y'all, I live on the West Coast part of the year, so in the state of Washington, marijuana is legal, and y'all, gummies and things like that look exactly like gummy candy. Keep our babies safe. Don't let them eat anything that you are not sure of. When in doubt, throw it out. We must throw it out. Absolutely. Absolutely. When in doubt, throw it out. Here's our second poll question. What's your family's What's your family safe Halloween plans? What are your family's safe Halloween plans? What are you going to do for Halloween? Are you going to do a trunk or treat experience? Are you going to do a block party with families? And that means keep that thing small, okay? And go only to the homes of families that you know. That's, to me, that's a safer way to trick or treat in 2025, y'all. Are y'all seeing the things that I'm seeing happening? Be safe. Keep your babies safe. Or just having a movie night at home. Ooh, I love how this thing is looking. Yeah, I'm gonna be at home watching and praying, and I plan to watch uh Charlie Brown Halloween special. I'm gonna pull it up on YouTube. Yes, y'all are welcome to come hang out with me. But y'all, we are in fact going to have a longer holiday weekend for Halloween, because Halloween is in fact tomorrow. Some folks will start attending Halloween things tonight, even in some cases. So y'all, be vigilant, watch and pray throughout the entire weekend that our babies will be safe. Even if you don't have babies, if they're adults now, y'all, all the young people, all the young people in your community, it is our collective responsibility to keep our children safe. Yes, 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 yes. And we're exploring this important topic today. Yes, who that? Yes, clocks will fall back early on Sunday morning. So make sure that you, when you go to bed on Saturday night, set your clocks back by 1 hour, so you'll get an extra hour to sleep in. And then I hope you're going to church early on Sunday morning. And don't forget the sunrise edition of Shop Talk, our content creator makerspace. Absolutely. Claire says, inspect the candy. Yes. Mm-hmm. How often do they update the registry? It looks pretty up to date for me, because they said right now that the North Dakota registry is offline. So if you do live in North Dakota, please check with your local police department or sheriff's department in your particular city or town in North Dakota. That information is not being called using the supercomputers, is not being called at this moment to the National Registry. So they're advising you to check with directly with your local city police department, your local state department, or county sheriff in your community if you're in North Dakota. But the registry is up to date, from my understanding. And I just typed in the address for the school in my community, in my suburban community, and my goodness, all kinds of red flags came up on the map surrounding within 1 mile of the school closest, in my community, and within 1 mile. Y'all, that's walking distance within 1 mile. And then really it gives you up to a 3 mile radius. You can filter down to 1 mile. So I selected 1 mile, 10, 10 sex offenders within 1 mile of the school in my suburban community. That takes my breath away. And that, for that reason, I don't want children to be out at all. Okay. So I'll have my lights off. I'll keep my lights on in the back of my home for safety, but I will not have my porch light on, to signal that I'm passing out candy, because I am not. Brit Family Fun says she has not passed out candy in years because we're in a different day and time. Yeah. So I wanted to do this poll question because I wanted to just share some other options, some other safer options for our babies over this long holiday weekend. Halloween is going to extend well beyond tomorrow, the actual Halloween day, because of Saturday and Sunday, and it falls on the weekend, starting with tomorrow being Halloween. So parties and things like that will go on. Y'all check out. This is a great weekend to take your kids to the pumpkin patch, see what they're offering. See if do something at home, do a family movie night tomorrow during Halloween. Keep everybody safe and in the house. Order a pizza, right? Make pizzas. Make pizzas with lots of veggies. Y'all, I've been wanting to try out the I have never tried making my own cauliflower pizza on a cauliflower crust. I've had the pizza and it's delicious actually with a cauliflower crust, but maybe make your own and prep all the veggies. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to turn that thing into a Halloween live stream event. And we're going, if you join my stream, y'all just thought of that. I just thought of that. But hopefully, y'all, let's do Halloween safely for throughout the whole weekend for our children. Let's thank you for being a good human. Thank you for being here. Thank you for rocking and riding with me in these YouTube streets, y'all. We've got a couple of minutes before we come down for this place. Y'all, lots of people thinking about shifting gears here now. Let's keep everybody safe. Let's stay at home. And y'all, when you stay at home with your kids and you do a movie night or you make pizzas or you have pizza, do something fun instead of going out where we don't know what people's intentions are. We really don't. We're in a different age, day and time. We don't know what folks' real intentions are. So, but when you do that and you're going to have family time at home, make that a no device zone. Turn those devices off, put them on silent, and focus on your kiddos. Focus on the babies in your life, right? Even if they're preteens and teens. Everybody, including the preteens and the teens, let's put those devices down for the next hour or two and let's just chill. No device zone and chill. Yes. Some people you could do neighborhood block parties, okay? Where parents or families have to pre-register, okay? In my community in Washington, the families have to pre-register and they are creating a list, okay? And you had to pre-register and be on the list that you are providing candy. So now my neighborhood association, we have a list of people's names and their address that they are having candy, and you can bring your kids over there. But if it were me, even with that list, but at least we now have a list of where the candy came from. And if we're doing all that, do we need to be even going door to door? I would only go to the families that we know. If it were me, I would only go to families that we know. Even if I had to put my babies in the car and we have to go over to my coworker's house, or we have to go over to our families and cousins and my brothers and sisters' homes. I would only take my people in my life, children in my life, to and even y'all preteens and teens. I'm telling y'all, they're trying to traffic our babies. It's serious out here. It's serious out here. Only go to homes that you know. Yes, absolutely. Hi. Hi, friends. Thank y'all for helping me to keep our babies safe, y'all. We're getting ready to come down from this place. I thank you for rocking and riding with me in these YouTube streets. I want to thank all those who have dropped gifts on this situation. I appreciate you. And Simply Debbie Sue, thank you for being here. Let me do some final comments and we'll get out of here. Trunk or treat is the way to go. I agree, says Claire, the missing link. Thank you for moderating this stream, Claire. And reminding everyone, y'all, thank you for rocking and riding with me. I've got to start my work day, but these are the 5 things, and we talked about them. Let's focus on our babies this weekend. When in doubt, throw it out. Check the candy. When in doubt, throw it out. Y'all, thank you for rocking and riding with me in these YouTube streets. Protect our babies. Check the registry, the sex offender registry in your local community. The link will be at the top of the chat. Goodbye for now.